capitalism, is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would. Absolutely.
When you watch something like this, you begin to wonder whether he had a point or not. Does capitalism actually build itself off the back of racism? To be fair to Richard, he's not the only one with this worldview. Angela Davis as well emphasizes that capitalism thrived off of the labor of slaves.
Yeah, racism is integrally linked to capitalism, and I think it's a mistake to assume that we can combat racism by leaving capitalism in place.
It points back to the fact that oppression is the fundamental building block of wealth. Well, you may not agree with Richard Pryor and you may not agree with Angela Davis, but what about this guy, Boots Riley? He's basically gone off on, not a tangent, but on a somewhat heartfelt cry, explaining that capitalism is basically brought forth by theft, whether it be stealing of land, whether it be stealing of labor.
Capitalism needed racism in order to explain further, capitalism needed to steal things in order to come into fruition. If you're talking about a whole class of the bourgeoisie, where are they going to get that injection? They get that from stealing. It's called primitive accumulation, and it's something that has been at the beginning of every new economic system.
Now, while many people may feel as though this is all in the past, and these people are speaking from things that happened in the past and we should just move on, that's not entirely the case. Because until this day, we're still seeing capitalism thrive off of oppression, oppressing people who are working hard. It's happening, especially in the music industry, right? Listen to what Prince the artist had to say concerning Mariah Carey signing a $20 million record deal for an album.
Like Mariah Carey just had this big $20 million, that's like a huge deal, right?
So you feeling that?
No, well, what I mean, I don't understand. What the public sees the word $20 million an album. Well,
let's see. Do you all think that's a good deal?
What, I mean, tell me why. I mean, what am I missing?
Okay, let's do some math.
Okay.
If
you do math like that?
Kinda. If you sign me,
Okay.
you signed me to a record company,
Right.
or a record deal. Let's suppose you have a record company.
Right.
How much would you give me? The album sells for $18, right? $18.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How much of that would you give me?
Well, I don't know how it works.
Well, no.
Half?
Half? Half sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Check this out. If I sell 1 million copies, I'm going to have $10 million, right? Roughly $10 million.
Right.
If I sell 2 million copies, I got $20 million.
Right.
If I just sell 3 million copies, I got $30 million. Now who has the biggest record deal?
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right?
Right.
So Mariah kind of got screwed.
I don't really want to get into the music industry and the oppression that it has of its own, but this example alone shows you that capitalism still thrives now off of the back of stealing from artists. Remember, the majority of people who are being signed to these insane and fair and exploitative record deals are still black people. Don't you find it funny that a rock artist from 1970 or something like that, maybe a person like Neil Young, would be so much richer than probably even the Migos combined, right? But so many people now would probably know the Migos compared to a person like Neil Young. In terms of global appeal, Neil Young comes nowhere near, and this is a guy who was singing way back, but he's got so much more than some of the biggest stars of this day and age. George Carlin kind of puts it best: there is the rich, the middle class, and then the poor.
You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class keeps all of the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all of the taxes, does all of the work. The poor are there just to scare the shit out of the middle class.
But who do you think makes up the vast majority of all three categories? I don't know what you guys have to say, but please comment down below. Do you think there's a relationship between capitalism and racism?